Trish Stratus is here. Amy Dumas here. It's great to see you, ladies. How are you doing? Turn your mic on, Trish.
Oh, turn your mics on. I'm sorry.
Come on, Trish. Come on, man.
You're in broadcasting.
Yeah, come on. Jeez.
I'm not in radio, guys.
Yet, I would probably say, considering you're trying to dominate the whole media empire.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
I'm in radio, but I have someone to turn my mic on for me.
Wow.
Whoa, special.
That's
special.
done.
So, ladies, it's great to have you here. It's great to see you both here. What's going on? Fill us in on what's happening here. What you're doing here in?
Nothing.
Just hanging out, decided to come by,
There's
reminisce about old times.
Nothing and Trish Stratus don't go together.
Well, to be honest, we have been talking for a long time about some ideas. There's a few for our listeners here. There's some sort of a shenanigan going on. What's going on? Everyone okay?
Yeah. Good.
We're
Volume.
good.
It's called adjusting the volume.
Okay. She usually has people adjusting her volume.
She said she couldn't hear me, which I could not believe.
Wow.
But, there you go.
Well, basically, Amy and I have been talking for a while. We've actually been trying to just get together for a while, and for years and years and years, going back to when we were wrestling, we've been talking about doing some work together, and well, tell them a little bit how it all started.
We're just getting right to it, huh?
Yeah, why not?
So where do we start with the road stories and our
Yeah, road stories are always good.
Okay,
So we had this thing.
Or do you want to know how we got here today to be here sitting talking to
How about, you go, so how did you get into wrestling? Like, really? So long. That takes so long. Can you not ask that question
We're not
ever
asking that
again?
one.
Yeah,
We're not
52
asking that.
minutes.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
we're not asking that
That's
one.
why this radio show's awesome.
Yeah, we're not asking that one.
No, so we had this thing. We both knew we were retiring, and we decided to blow it out in every way possible, go to every roadside attraction we could, and
Like going to Memphis and actually going to Graceland and just doing fun things.
even though we've been there a million times, and going to, what a letdown, going to San Antonio and going to the Alamo.
Yeah, which is just really just not that great, actually. So just if anyone was planning a
But
trip.
now we know.
No.
We know.
We know. We've
It would have
been
been
there.
built
It's on our-
up. And,
yeah.
and then we also, another pastime was to see how many times we could use the phrase, what are they going to do, fire us? After we had already, they knew that we were retiring. And was to watch, we'd have back when people would carry little portable DVD players.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'd bring movies, and we'd trade movies back and forth, and then got stuck. I've been a longtime fan of the Mexican horror cinema, 60s genre.
Yeah, the Santos movies.
Yeah, mainly, they're
Well, one day you sat
blanket
me
term
down.
calling Santo movies, meaning any Mexican
What are the
horror.
Blue
so I said-
Demon,
yeah.
Santo, all there's tons of them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Amy had told me about, you got to see these movies. They're so over the top and they're campy and whatnot. So that's when we started. So we started bringing them on the road and watching them.
And so I have a definitive favorite one, and it's not a Santo movie, but they did a series called the Wrestling Women series.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we were watching it, and I don't know who brought it up, or we were like, man, we're the wrestling women. Like, we should be do a movie being the wrestling women.
Yeah, we should say, what would we do? Remake, we'd make it all cool. And then we kind of thought, we should pitch this thing to Vince where we're going to come in as a tag team. And, it just kind of became, but not like, honestly, we weren't taking that serious, which is just kind of our thing that we kept chatting about. And then, I guess, then we fast forward to several years later.
I thought going out with Crime Time was a much better than our tag team idea. I mean, that was shit, man. I had it made, man.
You were just trying to bring it up first before we got all our callers asking you about that moment, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty over it. They were like, are you mad at those Crime Time guys? I'm like,
Yeah, who?
Yeah.
That's what most fans say too. Who?
Yeah.
They still on the roster?
Yeah.
So
One
recently,
of them is.
Are they?
Recently I filmed a movie. And when I was done the process, I was like, wow, I really enjoyed the process. Thought it was a lot of fun. And I kind of called up Amy. I literally said, that? And we kept making that joke. We do up that Wrestling Woman movie. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, we should totally do it. And we've actually been talking about it for a little while, and we just think that we're going to work towards doing it.
Nice.
And, yeah.
How much time do we have left? We are not much better at telling stories on the air as we are our stories get long really fast.
Yeah, we're good at taking short stories.
We have branches on our trees.
Here was the concise version that you sent me earlier. I'll do the first paragraph. Former WWE Women's Champion Trish Stratus and Amy Lita Dumas, both known for revolutionizing the role of women in the ring, are joining forces to star alongside each other in an over-the-top homage to Mexican wrestling films. So that's
Good job.
what we got
That's
going on.
That's
Better.
what we meant.
Good
That's
job of summing that one up, actually. That's why you're in radio.
So this is what you're doing now.
So what are you like? How are you guys fleshing out the script? Because I noticed there's no title or anything yet, or anything.
Correct.
It looks obviously you're in early stages,
basically,
right?
when you said, what are you guys doing now? This is what an opportunity just came up. Was basically Santo was coming to Toronto.
Yes.
I was like, you know what? It's a great chance for you to come to Toronto. There's a reason for you to come visit me. So
Yeah.
she came to visit. We went and saw Santo. And, Amy actually knows him pretty well, and we visited with him, chatted with him, and we've just we had another meeting that with some producing people, and we just had a few meetings. And
Santo's wife was already talking about the sequel, which she wanted to have Santo versus the vampire women. So we'll have
the sequel in place already. Just got
the sequel is now down as well. Just
So that's really it. I mean, honestly, we.
Well, it sounds amazing. It sounds like a great idea. I mean, I love the idea.
I love too the thought of exposing traditional modern day wrestling fans
To those movies.
to this genre that to me is so sacred. I love it. You know.
Well,
they're
you know
great.
the movies pretty well, right?
I do. I have tons of them.
Tell us a little bit about it. Just give everyone a background because it's kind of like it's a unique thing.
It is. Well, it's unique because Santo. He's really or if it's a Santo or Blue Demon, they're portrayed almost like superheroes or James
absolutely.
Bond, right? They have I love how
The
in
police,
the early ones,
they're like, we can't get a lead on this guy.
Santo.
We need to call Santo.
And I love my favorite part though. My favorite parts are Santo's like, yeah, man, I'll get right on the case, but I got a match. And I love the movies because you get matches in the movies.
Yes.
You get to see Santo. Santo's got his crime lab, just like the Bat Cave, and he's got his hot rod, and the babes love him. They're fun. They're really, really fun. And the later ones where they would get Mil Mascaras and Demon and Santo would all
Champions
team
of
up.
Justice, they
would all team up together to
Mm-hmm.
fight the villains. And they also did all these they went through all the monsters there's Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman. They
Martians,
even did. I don't know if you've ever
Martians.
seen it. Yeah, I have that one. The Martian. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Amy. They did a Western. They even did one.
Yes.
They put Santo in the Old West setting, and it's friggin' awesome. So they're really, really super fun movies.
They're very
total
campy and over the top.
tongue-in-cheek, campy. They're not serious.
Well,
but
I
they're a hell of a
love
lot
too
of
that
fun.
they were they're done as completely straight. And it's the really basic stripped down sets. You'd see their stock footage for days in all the movies, and the same outside establishing shot every single time with big cardboard computers in the background. I love it.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, and they still make them periodically, and there are still new ones.
Well, Hijo del Santo does them as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're still making them, but I mean, it would be great. My personal favorite of the wrestling women one is the Aztec Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That
and
one was good.
have you just seen the recent remake of the Mil Mascaras versus the Aztec
No,
Mummy?
I haven't seen that
it's
one.
Awesome.
No.
It was well done.
Yeah.
They did a really good
stayed true to the
modern
genre.
homage to it.
Nice. Now, that sounds like an amazing project, ladies. That'll be a ton of fun.
Well, it's kind of neat because did you guys see Iron Man 2?
Yes.
Okay, so when Scarlett Johansson did that tilt-whirl thing, that move, right? I kind of I hear everyone freaking out about that move, and I'm like, geez, I made a living off of it.
Yeah.
No. We've been doing that for years, And then
would the both of you be in the film, or would you guys be more the creative outside the film?
we are the wrestling women.
You're the two. Okay, right. Okay. Wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked.
No, and
all right, I want to play henchman. I want to be one of the henchmen.
You can be goon number 4.
Yeah, exactly. Big 4 on my shirt. Absolutely.
It was funny. I was talking to Rey Mysterio about the genre in general years ago. And he was saying, and pretty much too in Mexico, unless you're a top guy, you're working a taco stand during the day, and you're under a hood, and nobody would know. And that those guys, sure, it would be Santo and Blue Demon, but all those other guys would be masked wrestlers, but they would have their masks off,
right.
so you wouldn't know it was Rayo de Jalisco or Peroth or whoever, under the masks, because they were, nobody knew what they looked like anyway, so they were just the goon number.
So don't you think it's a cool idea to bring that to mainstream?
I think it would be awesome.
There was this whole thing on when Scarlett Johansson did this move, Jon Favreau, who was the director of Iron Man, he was going, she trained lucha style, and we got her and had this big spiel. And of course they asked Scarlett about it, and she's like, no, not really. I didn't really do any. I mean, I don't know about that silly, sweaty big man running around in masks or something. She had no idea where that even originated.
Right.
So it's kind of funny. However, it is an interesting thing how you're just bring it to mainstream and sort of leak it in they're a little bit.
Well, I think it would be good too because the mainstream, like through rock and roll and because of the black film, people know about the masks. Like the mask itself has permeated North American culture, but that's about it, right? And none of the rest of it that goes along with it has come with it, right?
It's almost like a cliche thing, right? Like
it is.
If they're going to show a wrestler, they're like, oh yeah, put a mask on him.
Yeah.
I'll see people they'll have shirts on or masks. They'll be like, oh, are you a Lucha fan? They'll be like, oh, I just like this.
I just like
never mind.
Yeah,
I'm not supposed to bond with someone.
You're the one running up going, wow, you got the psychedelico mask on. And the person's like, who is he?
Yeah.